Hello, YouTube. Alan here, and welcome back to Mine Mogul. And I really quickly gotta check. Yep, it's still there. Okay, welcome back to Mine Mogul. Now, if you're watching this episode, I'm pretty sure I'm going to upload the classic map update video. So obviously, at the end of that, I just finished recording it actually. At the re sorry, finished recording the second part of that video. You know, the one where I showed off the giant cave. Sorry, the giant part of the cave that needed to be paid for. Yeah, just finished recording that. And like I said, I'm planning on showing you the. Well, I don't have any right here from those things. I plan on showing you the. Sorry, the heavy stuff. I gotta remember to control my volume of my voice because I I don't want to blow your guys' eardrums out if I can help it. And I tend to talk a little bit too loud, which can be a bit rough for people, and I'm sorry about that. So, yeah, there we go. We do have one there. Okay. I am planning on, like I said in that video, to show you guys what the heavy miners look like in this playthrough. But we have quite the ways to go before we are anywhere close to that. When last we left off, we basically started up this, this tiny little setup here. Obviously, I'm going to continue the setup, because why not? There's really no reason not to just add a few extra things onto it. Though we do need to go and take a quick moment to actually think about what we want to do and how we want to do this. Because as you can see in the upper right left-hand corner, we have the ore crusher unlocked. So we are obviously going to want to go and start crushing some of the ores, but how exactly are we going to do that? How do we even want to do that? Well, what I'm thinking is we go and first we actually go scavenger hunt. I was just preparing for that. There we go. Okay, we need to go and actually figure out what we want to do here, because if we just pull out a building, we can see where all the various mining bits are here on this, what I'm calling the ground floor. Which I'm going to say equates to those two, that one way across the way, those two, and then, of course, these 5 right over here. That's what I'm going to call the ground floor, and that's what we're going to be focusing on for this episode. I'm not going to say that we're going to be able to get the entire ground floor set up, but what I am going to do is try to get as much of the ground floor as I possibly can set up. Is it going to work out that well? Maybe. That's all I can say, is maybe. I hope it will, but I can't say for certain. So, let us just go and do some work here. We're going to set up, of course, the ore crusher here. And now that we've set that up, we are going to need to do something a little bit special here. And by special, I mean we need to go and basically turn all of our miners off. Because I'm obviously going to go and take darn it. One of the bad things about this. Oh well. I'm going to take the the conveyor belt, and I am going to separate it. Obviously, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take these big pieces of ore, and I'm going to drag them on over to the ore crusher. And I'm going to just, of course, crush the ore. Now, what I should probably do is actually something more along these lines. Yes. There we go. And now I will turn these two back on. And I will go and kinda, sorta just wait for the piece of coal to come on offline. Thank you. Okay. Now that I've got you two, I'll drag you with me over to here, where I am going to basically do the exact same thing again. Second verse, same as the first. There we go. Okay. So. Now, we just have to go and do that. I'm going to add a little bit extra just in case it starts piling up a little bit. I am going to really quickly use this miner, find out what we got here. Coal there. These two are iron. Iron and coal. Well, one's half iron, one's half. Yeah, one's half coal. Iron. Iron, coal. Can I make it? Yes. And pure iron. Okay, so all we got is just iron. Iron and coal. That's all we got over here. Now what I could do is go and make a whole new iron thing, but I'm not going to. I could add one of those iron mines to the network, but I don't think I'll do that just yet. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to focus on building up what we've got so far. There might not be enough of these straight conveyor belts. I might need more. But that'll be fine. We'll work. Oh, way more than enough. Okay. Alright, now I can turn this on. For those of you who might have decided to join this, might have decided to see this playthrough first instead of my first Mine Mogul video, the reason why we're crushing all these ores is because you can actually get a tiny bit more value out of them. I believe, if I remember correctly, from the last time we checked the values of the crushed ores, they usually equate to a little bit more than the normal value. Now, I could be wrong. Maybe it does equal out exactly, but I'm pretty sure that these crushed are exactly what we're looking for. So, of course, now that you see over in my quest, you'll see that I have some the scavenger hunt. There we go. Give me Christmas. You'll see the scavenger hunt thing. Obviously, I'm going to just go and do the whole scavenger hunt thing where I will gather all of the coal that I can find, and I will add it to, not that, I will just toss it directly into here. The reason for this is several reasons. First and foremost, if I had actually uploaded the classic map uh, video, you'll see that I have a jackhammer in the second part of said video. This is because the jackhammer is amazing. I very much do suggest getting the jackhammer as soon as you possibly can. It is very good. The reason why it's so good is, well, it's just quicker. While the mining strength is basically the same as your pickaxe here, it's much, much quicker, which suddenly makes the mining, well, what could amount to be the mining power, makes it increase, simply because it's, well, technically stronger, just by virtue of it being faster. Now, I know that I told you guys that it would be a good idea to toss these boxes here into the selling point because, well, you can sell the little bits. I've changed my stance on that. The reason why I've changed my stance on that is actually quite simple. It's not worth it. The amount of money you get for selling the little pieces, if you can even get them in there in the first place, is, well, pitiful. It's basically the same amount as if you were tossing in the crushed coal. Yeah, sure, you get a bit of money, but it's honestly really nothing. Like, barely anything, to be honest. So, yeah, don't bother. If you were going for maximum profit, yes, you would do exactly what I showed you in the first episode, but since, as you should already know, if I did upload the classic map update to the channel before this one, I had spent some time basically getting the classic map set up to, well, decent amount. And I found that the crates just really weren't worth it. Well, I should say weren't worth it in terms of trying to sell the crates themselves. They are very much worth to break them open. Very much so. You should be breaking them open whenever you can. Because yeah, right there. You see what I have here? I have, just looking at this, 2 gold bars, one of which looks like it's, yes, polished, a junk bar, and 2 iron. That's quite a bit of money. That's quite a bit of money. That's not a tiny amount of money. That's a significant amount of money. That's more than enough money to make me very, very happy. And I am going to test something, because I didn't test this in my other one, because I hadn't gotten to the heavy miners yet. But what happens when we toss one of these clusters, that's what they're called, clusters, into there? Okay, it breaks automatically. Okay. Most likely, then, that's probably what we're going to be doing later on when we have the heavy miners. We're just going to basically do the same thing we do with the normal miners. Toss them into a crusher, then feed whatever that comes out into a blast furnace. And that'll end up being very well. And from the looks of things, I have more than enough money to, yeah, finish up the mines here. For those who are new, of course, when placing down these miners, make sure you always turn them off, because as soon as they're placed down, they're on. They will be ready to rock and roll, and they will begin trying to start to make stuff. But obviously, you can have your conveyor belts, and you can see the faint outline of the output. You can see this little box thing right here. That is, of course, the exit chute. So if you want to, you could always just go and do this, where you just build the... dang it. Where you can just go and build the conveyor belts before you actually build the mine itself, if you don't want to run the risk of not being able to get the mine shut off first and foremost. If you don't want to do that. But honestly speaking, it's fine to do it this way or that way. Nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong at all. Alrighty, there we are. We're obviously going to need more straight conveyor belts. Although, before I get too deep into that, I should switch over to the wall. Now, there's no real reason why I need to absolutely start off with the wall. There really is no reason to actually go and push for it. But it probably wouldn't be a bad idea. That being said, what I am going to do is I am going to get the mining helmet immediately. And I might as well get the jackhammer while I'm here. Okay. And we'll wait a little bit. So, here's the mining helmet. Take that. We bought the jackhammer, right? Did it fall through the floor? It might have fell through the floor. Yeah, because it's not in my inventory. Oh, there it is. It must have just gotten propelled out by the mining helmet. Now, the mining helmet, it is, according to the update, they don't have a wearable thing yet. Like I probably said I think I remember saying so in the previous video about the classic update. Yes, I'm going to continue referring to it. They don't have a wearable inventory, wearable apparel thing yet. So just having it in your inventory and then pressing C will let you turn it on. Let's go somewhere a little bit darker so you can see better. Okay, it's off. Now it's on. As you can see, it doesn't really do an insane amount of light, but it's better than nothing. You can actually see a decent amount, and it stays on. I'm not pressing any extra buttons than just the movement commands. So it's not a half bad tool, especially if you're trying to, say, use your magnet tool to drag things along. And of course, the jackhammer, very handy. Very, very handy indeed. And of course, now we have the everything that we need to worry about there. Well, everything we don't need to worry about there. Jackhammer, and we're immediately gone. We basically clear out whatever we need to clear out quickly and efficiently. And I'm not clicking the button rapidly, I'm just holding it down. That's the really great thing about the jackhammer is you just need to hold down the button and it will do its job. There is one thing that I do need to check, though. One thing that I was curious about. So let's go back over there. After closing the drawers, that is going to be a slight annoyance. Okay. Pull out the pickaxe. Alright. So, the pickaxe can break these geodes open. These are what these rocks are called, by the way. They are geodes. And how you get the most value out of them is basically treating them like these, like gemstones. The only difference is, I want to say, this is going to work. Is it going to work, though? That's what we have to see. No. No, it is not. So, for these, unless there's a new crusher, you're going to need to do that by hand. Oh, hey. Is it just me, or do they have different colors? Yes, they are different colors. Okay, this is not surprising. These are two new gemstones, and do I have the, yes, I do. Okay, I will buy one. If you're new here, you know that this is what we use to go and find out information on how expensive something is. This is how we found out that this is how we found out how expensive each and every one of the ores are. We drag one of this over, we let it through. Quartz geode. That's what this one is, and I'm willing to bet this is the amethyst? I want to say? Oops. Well, fine then. If you want to be difficult, we'll be difficult. There. Ah, celestite geode. Okay, so, yes, they are two different different gemstones, quote-unquote gemstones. Much like diamonds and emeralds are. The only difference is that they will need to be, well, they will need to be filtered out in order to make sure that they don't mess up your system. You'll need to break them, personally. Unless, like I said, there was there's a new building that specifically crushes them. Which, if there is, wonderful. If there isn't, that's fine too. Honestly speaking, by the time you're at the end of your... By the time you're getting near the end of your factory, you're looking for stuff to do anyways. So, of course, you know, having something like this sure as heck isn't going to hurt any of our feelings, and I'm sure. So I am going to just go and toss these over here and get a decent amount of money. And there we are. A decent amount of money. And we are, of course, going to go and... there. Alrighty, so... we have a decent amount of money, like I said. Let us just go and work on our... upgrades. Alright. Get rid of these. Get rid of that. And while I could simply decide to change the what we already have down, I think I'm gonna focus on instead hooking it up to what we already have. After all, I can change what we did previously any other way. We just need to go and actually, well, get there first. go. And this one... Nope. Okay. There we go. Plus, because I'm not... Sorry. Plus, since I'm not actually going and turning them off, they can continue to make me money while I slowly work on the rest of our base here. And there. Okay, so I can turn... Oh, no, I can't turn those on. Well, actually, I could. I just need to grab one of you. Okay, so do that, and that's one. Alright. I'm going to need to grab one of you. Toss you in there. Grab one of you. Toss you in there. And yeah, now I'll go grab more conveyor belts. For the uninitiated, this is kind of how you're going to be doing things when you're playing on Mogul. Or really any game like this. We're in the factory building stage, more or less. I don't think there's really any better way to put it. We're in the factory building stage. We're just slowly building our way up to, well, having a full-blown working factory. Alrighty, and there, that should do it. Okay. And can't afford that yet, but that's fine. I'm really not looking to buy that just yet anyways. Oh. I need two of them. Like that. Alrighty. Ooh. For those of you wondering why I'm trying to speak in a slightly softer voice, it's because I think the reason why my microphone tends to make some, well, scratchy noises is because of the simple fact that I'm speaking so loudly. The microphone isn't very, well, good at loud noises. So, if I speak softly enough, it should, note the keyword there, should, be less scratchy, and the audio quality should, once again, should, be better. Now, is this a guarantee? Am I absolutely sure that this is what's going to happen? No. Not at all. I am just running off of hopes and a prayer. Well, not really. I'm going off of an educated guess. I can't say for certain that I'm right, and I'm not even going to try to act like I am indeed right. But I have a pretty good guess that I am indeed right. hopefully I am. Hopefully I am. Or, well, I guess, in some regards, hopefully I'm not right. Right. Because this is not how I normally speak on PC. How I've been normally speaking in my videos is, well, my normal speaking voice. And while, don't get me wrong, this isn't painful or anything like that, controlling my voice is a bit difficult. Not something I'm used to. But I'd rather have to control my voice and have a better experience for all of you than to, well, have a crappy experience. Especially while I don't have the money to pay for a better, well, mic. I'll get one eventually, but for right now, while I don't have the funds available, it's better to do it this way. And we've got good news. Our first floor is completely set up. Now, it's not completely done. I can't say that. Obviously, I'm going to be replacing the normal conveyor belts with my walled ones I like so much. But that will be something I can do off camera. And something I might just do off camera. It hasn't exactly been that long, though, since I started playing the game, and I'm actually wondering if I should call it here, with how little I did, or if I should call it here, since, well, I don't know if you'd want to see me replace the entire factory. That being said, seeing as how I'm already mostly done with this, I might as well just finish. Alrighty. The good news is that there's really not a lot that's going to be... How do I put this? You're not going to miss out on much. Unlike games like Stellaris, where there are random events that might pop up occasionally, in this game, so long as I'm not stupid enough to not pay attention to the quests up top, you'll never be missing out on any of the quests popping up. And even if I did, well, it's not as though you weren't, knowing that it existed and didn't have an idea of what was going on. The main goal of this game isn't to go and, well, it is to complete the quests, but it's not just that simple. Building the factory, the mine, is, well, kind of the goal. The quests just kind of help point you in the right direction. So, I think I am going to leave it here right now, and I think I'm going to slowly replace all of the normal belts with, obviously, the walled variety. Thank you all for watching. I'm sorry if this was a slightly shorter episode, but before we do vanish, I do think we are going to go and do a bit of discussing of the next options. This coal right here we can take. We can add that to the network. It's, well, just a normal one. I think one of these coppers, yes, this copper right here is the heavy one. Won't be able to add that, but we will be able to add that one. Those two up there, let us see what they look like, if I don't botch the jump. Okay, one's heavy and one isn't. So yes, we will be adding those to the network, well, this one to the network as well. And then, after that, we will probably add both of these. This is an iron, and this is a what looks to be a coal and iron contingent. And we will add these two irons too. Actually, that actually looks like a pretty good one. We'll add this floor, and then that iron and that copper and coal to the network's next episode. Thank you all for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed, and have a good one. Sayonara.